Here's a very quick compositional type tip, which works really well sometimes for portraits. I call it frame within a frame. Now the idea is to have your subject within some kind of framework or architecture. It could be a doorway or window, and you need to put them right smack bang in the middle of that framework. There's some windows behind me. I'm going to try and use those and take a picture of Jane in that framework.
That's nice, I like that. A couple of points though about the posing. Notice how her arms are spread out, creating a nice body shape, and the position of her arms make diagonal lines. Also, there's no law that states people have to look directly at the camera. Here it looks like she's not aware of the camera, and that makes the whole shot look a little more natural.
Here's another area we can use. It's just a beach bar, not being used at the moment. And I'm going to frame Jane between the bar itself and this kind of thatched roof. See how it looks?
Not a bad photo. Quite nice light on Jane's face created by the top shade, but it doesn't really illustrate the point very well. I had to crop off the bottom of the bar because it was a little bit too light for my liking.
There's a little beach bar we can use. I can get Jane on one of those seats looking towards me, and I can frame her between those white poles and the roof. See how that looks?
Yeah, that looks pretty good. She's within the framework. She's got a roof above her and poles below and to the right of her. Also, it doesn't matter that she only represents a relatively small proportion of the frame. It's what you might call an environmental photo, where it shows her in a holiday context. If I just took a close-up, it could have been taken anywhere. Obviously, I was a little bit restricted on holiday with so many people around, so let's take a look at a few other examples. Here's one in a doorway. I put Jane over to the side in this one because I didn't want the centre of the door sticking out the top of her head. Another one in a doorway, which gives us a nice frame. Also, because they're just inside the door, we've got the benefit of top shade. Let's take a look at a few wedding shots. I deliberately put this bride within that frame that was on the wall. Notice also the position of her arms. Yeah, I've always loved this shot of the little girl looking up admiringly at the bride. I did ask her to go and stand between the curtains and in front of the window to create the frame within a frame effect. But then I got really lucky when the little flower girl came over and started talking to her. Now this is quite an interesting one because it's almost a frame within another frame. By the way, when you're shooting through a secondary type of frame like this, it's almost like you're spying on the subject. You see this technique used a lot in films when you know the subject is almost certainly about to be attacked or murdered. Here's another holiday shot that I like, with Jane framed between the geometric lines and shapes of the outside hotel wall. And finally, in this shot, I've used the arch of the bridge behind the couple and the long grass in front of them to try and create a frame.
So remember, frame within a frame, very easy to do, requires no special settings on the camera. You can use your combat camera or SLR, really quick and easy to do. Give it a try, go out and practice. That's all for now.